Hello, ladies and gentlemen, back again with another Trailer Park episode, and back into StarTrekTember. We are joined again by the regulars Kenny and Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
And we are joined again by our special Star Trek nerdy guests, Art and Mitch.
Yo.
Hey.
So we're going to start off this run, where we're going to end the original series, go through four trailers this time, rather than just the regular three. And we're going to start off today with Star Trek Generations. The interesting one. It was this one always made me think that the whole Kirk versus Picard sort of fan thing is that it's like it happened.
Star Trek Nerds the movie.
Yeah. How did you think that actually played out? Actually having Kirk and Picard both in the same movie.
Nothing happened.
No, yeah. I think they put every scene that they're both in the trailer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
Well, let's just start there. In space, there's a big floating, unrelated thing, and then suddenly Kirk and Picard are on horses. Deal with it.
Yeah, that was really jarring. I can't remember what trailer it was, but it happened. Another trailer. It happens a lot in trailers where they mislead you. Mm-hmm. It was kind of stupid. The only conflict came from that scene where Picard goes, "You have a duty as a Starfleet officer," and Kirk's like, "No, I don't."
And the both of them proceeded to whip out their tricorders for the measuring. You know.
No, never happened. It's not Batman versus Superman, people. It did not happen.
Was this before sort of the newer versions of Star Trek, like Deep Space Nine and all the other ones?
Yeah. Before
I think Deep Space Nine had just started. I mean, because this comes out after The Next Generation stops being on TV. And Deep Space Nine, I think, started in the middle of the last season of Next Generation.
Yeah.
So it must have been a thing.
Yeah.
The movies are really delayed then, considering they spent all of the time during the early parts of Generations going with the old crew. And then it's like, right, we've got Deep Space Nine, we're sticking with Picard, thanks.
Yeah, and I get why Voyager and Enterprise didn't have anything, but I would have thought that Deep Space Nine would have at least had something.
Oh, you mean like the later series didn't have movies?
Yeah. I get why
Voyager
and the other one didn't, because they weren't very popular, but DS9, come on.
By the other one, you meant Enterprise, right?
DS9 is of a tone that's grim, dark, and gritty. And while a lot of people like that sort of thing, I don't know that I'd watch 2 hours of Star Trek being grim, dark, and gritty in that particular fashion.
Well, and I think some of it comes to logistics. Like, you can't really make the movie while you're still making the show. Like, they don't have time in the production schedule. So you have to wait till the show's off the air. And by the time Deep Space Nine was leaving TV, there was not a lot of interest in more Star Trek.
Yeah. I think somebody once said that, I remember asking it, and I think a friend of mine said, the reason why DS9 never had anything is because it told all of its stories. It told the story that it wanted to tell, and it ended with that. And there was just no point having a movie because they've already told their story.
This is true. DS9 practically was its own movie.
Yeah.
Except, of course, I think, as we see in these, Next Generation movies, having no story to tell didn't really stop them.
Yeah. But going back to the trailer, it was a lot more... Anybody else felt like it was trying to be a lot more action-packed than it actually was?
I don't know. After seeing the Wrath of Khan trailer there, I mean, they're trying. We'll give them that.
More than anything, with me, this just felt like very early 90s stuff.
Very early 90s.
Which is certainly going to be quite interesting considering First Contact, and that is going to be 90s as fuck.
Then you've got Insurrection that is like the 2000s up there.
Yeah, it's it's from the 90s onwards you can start drawing the line of going, well, this is very early 90s, well, this is very 90s, good, oh, right, Matrix has just come out, right, all the black leather clad, dark, slow-mo.
Yeah. Anybody else surprised that Diana Choi was in her uniform?
No.
Hey.
And that's because she was pretty much forced to do it after Jellicoe took over the Enterprise.
Yep. Everybody was like, I don't like you. And everybody's like, well, at least he did one thing. He got her to wear a uniform.
And everything was cool, and then they brought this guy in with the stick shoved so far up his backside you could see it coming out his face.
There's basically only two things that I remember from the movie. And one of them is the B story of Data and his E-chip.
Right.
Which is dumb. That entire thing was kind of useless.
Oh, that was filler, and everybody knows it.
Even to the point where even Futurama took the piss out of that one. That was fucking hilarious.
I think the point was of that whole story arc to show why Brent Spiner is the one playing the one without emotions. Because when he tries to act out emotions,
yeah, he can play an android very well. He cannot play human.
No,
he sort of only has two speeds, and those are Data and Robin Williams.
Yeah, I've seen some of the other movies he was in at the time. Can't remember what the name it was, but it was like cranked up to 11. Full.
Well, I mean, him in Master of Disguise.
That's the one, Master of Disguise.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I think before he was Data, wasn't he Ronald McDonald for McDonald's commercials?
Was he?
Was he?
I'm pretty sure his career has always been in heavy makeup.
Oh, God, that's going to give me flashbacks.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that. That's interesting.
What do you get, in your honest opinion? I think it's like the most controversial thing in the Star Trek lore. How do you think about, spoiler alert, but it's been forever. Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
How do you think?
The second thing I remember about the whole thing, Kirk dies at the end.
Yeah, the death scene.
What actually happened to Kirk in sort of before that? Was he just sort of falling into this void thing, and then that was it?
Yep.
Because okay.
He fell in the space hole. He thought he was in Horseland.
How about we both go and take on what's his name? Malcolm McDowell. No, you go. I'm just gonna chill here for a bit.
Just gonna chill here for a little bit. My girdle came loose. Don't go.
What was the Malcolm McDowell character's plan again? Wasn't it something like, I'm going to destroy this?
He wanted to get back to the Nexus, the place where Kirk was. He just wanted to get back into there, but he couldn't get there, so he wanted to blow up a sun to redirect the Nexus, so it would take him. And in blowing up the sun, it would blow up half the system.
Getting in a shuttle and driving into the Nexus.
Yeah, that was the plot point that I was trying to remember.
Right.
So big plot issue. Why? It's the eagle thing from Lord of the Rings. Why didn't he just fly into the Nexus?
Plot device, Frodo. Plot device.
I think the way they talk about it in the movie is that it's really unstable near the Nexus, and it will tear up your ship.
Yeah, when the
you care about the shuttle.
Well, like you might die before you get in there.
Yeah, when the Enterprise B was hit, it pretty much wrecked up its forward end pretty seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But if you're standing on a planet, then does it wreck up the planet as much? I don't really know.
Well, one would assume that mighty cosmic forces tend to destroy things.
True.
Well, how come it? Why didn't he transport into it?
Nope, I don't have an answer.
I'll throw that out there. I mean, how would you lock on to anything inside it if you couldn't even tell what it was, where it was going, or what was going on inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't the guy from the Nexus? So.
Well, that seems to seems though that might be an easier problem to solve than blow up a star.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But blowing up suns is
Especially
cool.
when you're not sure
is cool.
how that would happen. The outcome of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody
And I
didn't
think
think
they-
things through.
I think they even pointed out in the film, either Picard or Kirk told him, "Oh, but what if it doesn't work?" And he goes, "Then I die."
He's like,
If I die. So that sort of negates the whole blowing up the sun bit again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always it's always been to me a very giant plot hole thing. They just you could just fly into the wibbly wobbly space hole rather than having to blow up a sun and destroy an entire system, so you can redirect the wibbly wobbly space hole so it hits you.
Yeah,
It's,
especially when he himself admits that, it's either I get into the Nexus or I die.
He basically has no idea what the hell he's doing. Daddy didn't think that through.
Yeah, the writers needed a quintessential bad guy, so it's like, all right, he's gonna blow up a sun. Screw it.
Yeah,
But
basically.
But hey,
I
it's
think
all okay because the nerds are still arguing over which captain is better.
I think that's pretty much the only reason for this movie was to have Kirk and Picard in the same movie.
They didn't even do anything. They didn't even throw a punch at each other. I was watching that film going, ooh, everybody's talking about how awesome they are. Okay, let's see, Captain Kirk punch out Picard or something, throw him over his knee. What are you talking about, Sonny? Don't you raise your voice at me. Let me put you over my knee.
Oh yeah. Kirk is awesome, and the first thing we see him do is manual labor.
Well, see, I think
because you really gotta stroke that Chakna ego.
Iowa.
Well, I think the fact that there's no punches thrown shows that Picard wins. Diplomacy beats bravado.
Yeah.
Fellow Star Trek fans, we apologize for stoking the flame.
No, Stoke. We don't really give a shit. Stoke.
If you saw this for the very first time, it's on TV. It's advertising between an episode of Star Trek and a Ronald McDonald commercial for McDonald's. Would you go and see this movie?
Yes. I was so excited. I actually remember seeing the trailers because I love The Next Generation. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Yay.
I would see it. But would I feel good afterward?
I didn't.
I don't think I'd feel as good, no.
I would not. I think I was alive then. Was I alive?
You would have been alive for 5 years.
I would have been alive for... Yeah, all right. Nope. Did not see it back then. Did not see it.
5 years old, that's just space things. Who cares
In my
about space
27-year-old body, no, not really, no. It was very disappointing. I am sorry. I know you guys wanted to see this Goliath match with, Picard and Kirk, and it was just disappointing. In that case, it was exactly like Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or, this is the first time I got Phantom Menace was by this movie.
Oh.
Oh, ouch.
Oh.
Ouch. Shots fired across the bow.
Wrong franchise, man. Wrong franchise.
Oh, sorry.
I'd like to apologize for all of us for stoking the flame.
No, Stoke, even more Stoke.
Sorry. I've only got 6 torpedoes. They're all gone now.
I actually have been Phantom Menaced. It was the last Airbender movie.
Oh, no.
Years later, and I still want my money back.
For me, being Phantom Menace, I'm going to get into that one next week because I actually went to the cinemas to see Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh.
So, for me, I'm going to get Phantom Menace next time for Star Trek. I want to get that next week.
I think sci-fi is just prone to this problem. But maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem because I get so excited. And then, of course, It
But you're
happens again
supposed
and
to.
again.
You are supposed to get excited for movies. You're supposed to want to go out and see this movie, no matter how stupid it looks, and maybe that's kind of not right. But
No, that's
no, I'm just gonna
Barnes
go and
Law right
enjoy
there.
it. You're not supposed to go. Is this gonna be okay? I'm gonna go look up if some random reviewer has said it's okay. It's shit. No, I'm not gonna go see it. Sorry.
No, that's Barnes Law right there. There's a sucker born every minute, and most of them are watching trailers.
I think that will move on and go really fucking 90s, and go into Star Trek First Contact with I am Locutus of Borg. Wait, is this that one? This is the Borg movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Borg
Yeah.
are in the
Borg
movie
Yeah, the Borg. I am Locutus of Borg.
with the Borg ball.
Yeah.
Yes, the Borg ball.
The one that sparked that episode of Enterprise where they first encountered the Borg.
Uh,
Apparently, allegedly,
And then just decide that
to never ever tell anyone ever.
We don't speak about such things here.
We don't speak of such things here. It will just create plot holes. And we're done watching that. The Return of the Borg. The Return of the Locutus of Borg, or the Locutus of Ball, as it was was at one point, I suppose. Yeah. So, what did people think of the trailer? And the Return of the Borg.
PTSD, the movie.
One of the interesting plot lines that actually happened with Picard returning.
I got chills. I got Wrath Khan chills.
It was surprisingly dark. I didn't realise it was that dark. It was like the whole thing of, oh, look, it's the Borg, or it's a Borg. Oh, by the way, humanity is destroyed, go into the past. And then you have a really odd, out-of-place joke, and it's like, oh, okay, it's that kind of movie. And then suddenly it's like turns into a horror movie. It's like, okay, that tone shifted. It was...
Well, is this still when DS9 is a thing, or is this after DS9 is a thing now?
I think this is after DS9 started being prominent, and I have a theory around that actually.
DS9 being a thing right now probably was what affected the writing of this movie, because DS9 is grim, dark, and gritty, and this movie is grimmer, darker, and grittier.
Yeah, this would have been around the second or third season of DS9 is when this movie would have been coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the writers for the movie also were heavily involved in Deep Space Nine production, or at least Ronald Moore was.
Yeah. Ron Moore, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the trailer? It was... It had some...
I almost didn't come back to record this bit because I was going to go watch the movie. That's how much I like the trailer.
Yeah, it actually really quite good. Although it had, I can't remember his name. All I can remember is that he was the NASA space guy from Space Cowboys. I can't remember his name. The cowboy person from the past with the neckerchief thing. It was all of his bits really seemed really out of place. Because the whole movie was sort of like, oh yeah, the whole trailer is like, oh yeah, it's very dark and very gritty, it looked great. And suddenly he comes along and does like a wisecrack or some sort of joke, and it's like, that's really okay.
It was the Star Trek line, wasn't it?
I expect him to say, like, oh, that'll do, pig.
There was a
Beginning of
machine
shaky
gun
cam.
up in there. Whew, what? They traded Guinan in for a machine gun wielding woman.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is very
it's
90s.
It's weird that Guinan wasn't in the movie because, like, her people's planet was destroyed by the Borg, and there's lots of reason for her to like be there to like talk about it. But nah, left her out of this movie.
I think she was off
This is one of the
recording Sister Act 2.
Back in the habit.
times. This is one of the only two times in all of Star Trek anything, because James Cromwell has been in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the only two times that he's done Star Trek and he wasn't in makeup.
I like the bit where they said, "Don't let them touch you," and Data immediately let them touch him. He was like, "Data." He's like, "Data," and Data's like, "Captain."
Yeah. As soon as that bit started, I just went, right, this is actually kind of a horror movie. I like this. This is fun. It's that slowly, one by one, the crew's going to get picked off by the Borg and turned, and then...
It would have been cool if it was like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then you've got Data's face melt. Why was his face melting?
Oh no, it was the Borg gave him some human skin, right? Touching Data becomes a major plot point as it goes on because he gets human bits that Borg Queen blows on and stuff, and he loves it.
Oh yeah, there was that whole weird sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, very 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The whole tight leather, touchy, feely, almost like drug sort of stuff comes along.
Still a better film than Twilight. Love story than Twilight.
Which brings up the point where I can act like a fool. Wait a minute, folks. This is a First Contact movie.
Right.
This is supposed to be about people meeting people for the first time and actually getting to know them and all of that. But no, this is about murder,
intense drama about Thor trying to wipe out a whole race of beings.
Well, I know it's weird that
revenge and grim dark badness of all types.
It's only fair, because in the last movie it was supposed to be about two people meeting and duking it out. And that ended up being about two people meeting for the first time and making diplomatic contact.
Yeah, it's the plot cards must have got a bit switched. And so it got to the point it was going oh yes, we have two rival people meeting for the first time. Oh, how did you do? How did you do? There's two new species meeting in all of the galaxy the first time. I will kill you, you bastards! Yeah, someone must have switched the plot cards.
So, based on that trailer, and we all know the answer, would you go and see First Contact if it showed in theaters right now?
Well, the trailer's a little schizophrenic at times, but it seems really good. It seems really good. It's just the bits with, oh look, humans, ha, going back in the past to see the inventor of the warp drive is a little dumb, but the rest of it is actually really good.
Yeah.
The rest of it seems great.
The real question here is, we all just watched this trailer. The hell are we doing here? Why aren't we watching this movie?
I'm surprised.
If this movie were in a theater right now, I would already be on my way.
Yes.
I'm gonna go see.
This was the first Star Trek I saw in the theaters.
Really? So that it was your First Contact.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like I should have had sunglasses on and the Who should have been playing in the background.
Yeah! Dun, dun, dun. Right.
Off stage right.
Stage left even.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's not really that much else that can really be said about this one, because it's kind of like the Wrath of Khan thing. It's very basic in its setup, but in that its presentation is extremely good. Because it's just, yes, it's Picard against the Borg once again, but this time it's personal.
It shows that Patrick Stewart is really, really good at...
Yeah, he is acting his balls off. He is acting his bolded head off.
The last time I saw him act that well was in Four Lights.
Oh,
there are 4 lights.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that will draw the talk of this one to a close, and it's time to deal with the next one, Insurrection.
Do we have to?
Is it Insurrection or Nemesis?
Insurrection.
Insurrection. I don't know this one, so this is going to be quite interesting for me. This is one I don't know of. Actually, I might do.
2 words. Doom buggy.
Ignorant bliss, I'm telling you.
Is this the one with the life planet thing?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's that one. Oh, okay, I have seen this one then.
AKA the most
Right.
beautiful episode of Star Trek ever.
Yeah, this is the one with like the atmosphere or the thing of the energy of the infinite life of the thing.
You poor, poor tortured soul.
Right, so I have seen this one. Right, I have seen this one. And it's fucking terrible.
I could have swore we had this conversation last time.
Oh, masochism.
Because I didn't remember it either.
Yeah, this was one of the first Star Trek movies I saw. That was only because it was on Film 4. And yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
This is Star Trek
It's
Insurrection, aka we just let Data go crazy for a while.
AKA one of the slowest moving plots I have seen in a movie.
AKA
God,
I don't remember it at all.
AKA, why are we doing this to ourselves?
AKA, let's just get this over with. Let's just move on. Just
All right,
let's get this one over with. We've still got Nemesis to do after this anyway.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is the one that actually broke the whole even odd number things are good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Nemesis did that by itself.
Right.
Let's just subject the poor people to our opinion.
Yeah. And we're back from watching that. See, the trailer reminded me of the one interesting thing that was in the movie, and it's like a slight hinting of plot thing that was there. The one interesting thing that I saw, or the one interesting thing I remember from the movie, is that it made Picard directly face his own mortality. That was basically it. That was the only interesting thing that I got from the whole thing that I remember from the movie, is that it made Picard directly face his own mortality. And considering he had seen people like Kirk die, it was like, well, not long left, really.
He's even died himself 2 times before.
Yeah, it made him directly face mortality, is that you can't live forever. So, yeah, that was the one interesting thing out of the entire movie. Otherwise, the rest of the movie is really slow. And the trailer is not like the movie.
Oh my
All
god.
of that fighting is in the last 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Is in the entire
Thank you.
third act.
Somebody broke the ice on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my
Watch the
goodness.
trailer. You'll get enough out of it.
Oh my goodness.
Scene in the
Trailer.
scene.
The first thing that it made me laugh. I was like watching this trailer and I was going, okay, think of this objectively. Just don't think of the movie. Just think of this as you're watching it for the very, very first time. Technically, I am watching this for the very, very first time. And then there was the punch sound effect. And then I just lost it. And then there were the guns that obviously look plastic. And the dialogue, and I was just sitting here cracking up.
The whole trailer.
So
Yeah,
bad.
they got into the
trailer is just horribly misleading. I mean, trees and kids and happy little farms, and then suddenly weird crap is going on, and then suddenly Patrick Stewart can act, and then philosophy, and then, oh wait, it's some fountain of youth in space, and then explosions, and could it get any more disjointed?
Yeah, yeah. It started off almost like a one of the traditional '90s environmental movie thing. It started as Fern Gully and then ended at Call of Duty. It was like, what the fuck just happened? It's like it slowly just merged from one to the other. It's like this end product looks fucking nothing like how it started. It's
like who wrote that? Who wrote the opening line? That sounds like something you'd write in like year 9 creative writing. It's human nature to
giving a shit.
think about your own mortality. It's human nature. Human nature.
Yeah.
Watching
The one interesting thing they had the entire movie was getting people like Picard, who spends most of his time on the planet's surface, to face his own mortality, going, you do know you can't live forever, right? You can't just like be magic all the damn time. And then it just goes, and they just fuck off and just end it with a giant war. And it's like, The fuck there was there? The drama, please. I would prefer the drama than having another shootout.
In the whole movie, Picard's like, "Oh my god, this place is amazing. Oh, this really attractive woman. I kind of like her. I want to do Kirk stuff to her."
And he actually gets younger as well.
And then, by the end of it, when he realizes that she's got kids, it's their kids. He was like, see you later. I'm out. Peace.
Watching the trailer, I realized that I had forgotten that this was a movie. I thought this was just an episode of Star Trek that I remembered. But no, I guess they made it into an entire film.
I actually thought that it was just an episode. Oh my goodness. And then there's the bit where Data goes
99 partner.
And he's got to do both. Saddle up, lock and load.
Yeah. God. I
don't think you load phases.
They really wanted to nail in the sort of cowboyish, oh yeah, we're fighting about the man. And then they just have a fucking robot.
That's from the same robot that we saw just an hour earlier in the film doing a sing-along.
Yeah.
All about life forms.
Oh man. They were really pushing Data to be the action star in this.
Yeah.
Really
they had no way of they really couldn't write Data properly sometimes. God,
Were they trying to make him the Terminator or something? Oh
yeah, Terminator had come out by this point. It was 98.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 7. Nope, I was 9.
Yeah, because you're older than me. I would have been 8.
This was the first Star Trek movie that I drove myself to.
Actually, this comes out a couple of days before your birthday. Like a week.
Comes out on the 11th. I still would have been 7.
Yeah.
People can do the math. People do the math and work out my birthday.
Oh man, the trailer was just so. That punch sound effect.
Where was that punch sound effect? Because you keep talking about it. I don't know where it is.
When he puts his hand out to stop. It's when the somebody says, "Oh, he's messing with the headpieces," and then he turns around and just like whacks somebody.
Oh yeah, having that whole like infrared kung fu thingy. It's like, oh look, we have a special effects budget. We can recolorize people.
It was so blatant, so jarring. It was like, like.
Well, to be fair, they're watching it through a computer screen. Maybe that was added in.
Yeah, the computer added it for extra effect.
Yeah.
It just makes it look so ridiculous. Oh.
Well, yeah, because the dude who gets chopped, even he flips over from it, like it's a.
Yeah, this is the late 90s.
I really feel like this was like some 9th graders fanfic.
Well, yeah, even the makeup for those alien researchers looked so phoned in. Oh, just make their nose look a little melty.
Yeah, just make them stretchy face. Just make them a human version of the face of Bo or whatever the fuck that is, and not Bo. Just make them stretchy face, just smaller and facey.
Let's move 600 people. Okay, how many people will before it's too? I don't even know what they were arguing about. Like, why did they want to move 600 people away from the planet that was keeping them alive?
They wanted to get them off the planet so they could harvest the rings, because the rings had magic.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get the people off the planet so they could take away the rings. And because if there were people on the planet, they weren't allowed by some sort of jurisdiction, bureaucracy thing.
Okay.
By the MacGuffin.
Okay, but he's Federation.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole insurrection bit. It's Picard insurrecting against his own people. That's where the insurrection thing comes in. He's doing an insurrection against Starfleet.
But
He's
the Prime
disobeying orders.
Directive clearly states
Right.
you leave them the fuck alone,
Right.
no matter what.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
when your son's
That's
about
where
to
the
blow
plot
up,
hole comes in.
You
That's
leave
where
the
the big
hell
plot hole
alone.
comes in. It's like, we're going to take away their little... They're going to take away their magic. He's going, you're not allowed. Who says? Starfleet, you're fucking boss. I'm doing it anyway. What?
Oh, are you sure? Because I remember many a debate on whether or not you're supposed to save people from a planet where their son's about to go.
Fucking Kirk had this whole thing as well. I thought we got past this. About 3 generations of people of Starfleet have been arguing over this crap. I thought we would have got to the point where you're going, you don't shift people off a planet just because you want shit.
Yeah.
Right. They should all watch a Dances with Wolves, and then they would understand why there's a Prime Directive.
Yes. Sad but true.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Starfleet's okay with this? Because I'm pretty sure they had like loads of Starfleet technology, and Data basically went, "No, you're not."
So I think it's that whole deal where it's like a splinter faction. Like this one dude is like, okay, we'll just do this in secret. Because there's that bit where Picard says, if it takes a court-martial to get everyone to know what you're doing here. Right.
Yeah, it's a whole thing of rogue general thing. Because they need a bad guy, and ooh, look, it would be cool if Picard was a rebel. It would be cool, late 90s bollocks. And
Where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this before? Oh, wait.
Well, and I guess
Kurt's
that's
the
that.
rebel. Deal with it.
Man, wow.
Well, you know, they if you have this vision of the future, right, where there's no like scarcity, you have unlimited energy from your warp drives and unlimited food stuff and whatever from your replicators. Like, what do you have to like fight over? And if everyone's like peaceful in the Federation, then like, how do you make a plot out of everyone getting along? And so I think that's how this happens. The writer's like, well, I guess we just have to have someone decide not to get along.
yeah.
And so they do that like again and again and again in the movies.
And then the thing is, the reasons why they have to get sort of this infighting within Starfleet is literally just creating magic. It's like, oh yeah, we now have these magic ring things. That means people can live for hundreds of years. And it's like, where? There's a lot more to not being dead than, like, fucking radiation. The fuck? It's like, you're just like, this does not make fucking sense.
A little bit big-headed in this one, because he basically goes, oh, everybody's being emotionally manipulated by this, except for me, of course. And
Except for me.
Comes out of nowhere and goes, she literally steps forward and says, okay, so what shall we do, Data?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what happened.
It's a good thing you all have data.
Yeah.
You'll always have data.
I think they went because
Everyone loves Data.
in the series, obviously, Jonathan Frakes, Riker. Riker was the badass. Then you got to Generations, where Picard got to be a badass. And then you got to First Contact, where Worf got to be a badass. So I think this was just Data's turn.
Yeah.
And in the next movie, I believe it is LaForge that's going to be the badass.
There's not really that much else we can really say on it. The movie is that boring. So, I think, shall we move on?
Yep.
Let's do.
Oh, no.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
let's.
Wait.
Although,
No. We've got Nemesis next. No.
Yes, let's watch this other one before the Star Trek and the Star Wars fans all come to murder us.
Yeah. The thing is, I've never actually... this is one I don't know, because I've known about Star Trek Nemesis for ages, but because it came out in 2002, and that was an odd period for movies, considering The Matrix came out like the year before, and everyone was like, "Ooh, slow-mo, dark, gritty, leather."
Is that why it's green? Green and black.
Because Matrix came out in 2000, and Matrix basically made basically all of the films up to about 2008. So this is Star Trek Matrix version. So I've never really been that interested in this one. So I'll be because I know absolutely nothing about this movie. Because I've just avoided this one because it came out in a period where movies were shit.
Well, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah. And we're back from watching that one, the last one for today of the big 4-pack that brings the original set to a close. Star Trek Nemesis. What did everyone else think? Because I got a couple of thoughts on it, but
eyeballs in space.
Yeah,
that was really pretentious.
Yeah,
that was very.
It's like very 2001.
Yeah.
You don't even have to go and watch the film. They told you the twist ending.
And the twist start, and the twist middle. Although they lied quite a lot about the Data B4 plot.
Yes.
Wasn't that lore?
No.
B4.
It's B4.
But who comes up with Data's names anyway? Lore? B4? Why isn't Data called, like later? No. What rhymes with more?
Later.
More there. Lore, B4 more. Come on.
So what was the big twist thing?
That shut up. You guys we'll never watch this damn film, so shut up. It's not a spoiler alert.
Oh boy.
That the villain is a clone of Picard. Like, they blatantly show you. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3.
Well,
he even comes out and says, you don't like what you see, and the villain says, well, don't be so vain. You'd be an idiot not to notice.
Wait, so that's the actual twist? I thought they were going for the whole
twist.
I thought they were going for the whole early 2000s duality thing, like the whole light and dark thing.
No,
so that's
not really
in the film.
So,
well, maybe with Data, but
well, I thought that because the way that the way that
and Picard as well.
Really,
yeah, the entire movie is based on it. That twist thing, it's not revealed at the end of the movie. It's revealed like a third into the movie. The rest of the movie is spent with 2 plot lines. One where Picard and Shinson compares each other's lives, and one where Data does something with B4.
Oh yeah, and then there's there's a scene in the trailer where the Picard clone is with Diana Troy and they're naked in bed.
Yeah.
They are not
there is.
in a casual relationship. That was non-consensual. She's actually with Riker in bed because, we needed to be traumatized enough. With massive naked Riker. Why did they need to put that in the film?
Well, they made up for it. They made up for it because there was a dune buggy and there were guns.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about those dune buggies.
Yeah, about that dune buggy though.
Whew. I mean, I love spaceships and space, but if we can just bring it back down to dune buggies, I think that's what Star Trek fans want.
Why were they in dune buggy?
So wait.
Because
Star
Mission
Trek fans
Impossible
want Mad Max?
Yeah.
Well,
warp drives, teleporters, best way to get around. Dune buggy.
So Tom Hardy was in Space Mad Max before he was.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, this is Tom Hardy.
Across the internet.
Star Trek Fury Road.
Ah, my.
That's
No, he did look really different back then.
yeah, that's hey.
I didn't recognize that. I just had to check.
What do you think?
Actually, the looking different was mostly because they had to make him look like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to add like 35 years to him.
Well, it wasn't that. They had to literally just make a mess load of prosthetics to get the face right.
This whole thing just seemed like a big movie about duality, because the whole duality thing was a big thing at the time, because you have like Twilight Princess, Jack and Daxter 2, loads of the games are doing it as well, where you had this early 2000s thing with duality. It was, oh, there is good, there is light, there is dark, oh, yin yang bullcrap. And as soon as I saw that, I just went, that kind of ruins the Borg, because the Borg were a much better duality thing, because Picard was Locutus, and it kind of ruins the Borg a little bit, because the Borg act as a better duality point, because the person who's the duality point is literally both, not some random clone.
Yeah, there's also the whole thing of what happened halfway through the trailer. Did somebody get bored editing that? Because it was nice and linear and it was doing its thing, and then halfway through, some kid with ADHD took over and it all went tits up.
Does Picard die at the end of the movie?
You have no proof.
Does Picard die at the end of the movie?
No.
Oh, that's a waste.
Yeah, they were actually planning a sequel to this movie, like a direct sequel to it.
Really?
That yeah, I think Brent Spiner wrote this one, and he was intending it to be like a two-parter and have a whole second movie sequel. But of course, this one bombed, and they didn't make such a thing.
Fucking hell, with the way
Planning on doing a search for Spock type thing, where B4 was supposed to, because they were connected at some point in the movie, physically connected, and data was transferring his positronic nodes. They were gonna do a whole search for Spock thing, where it turns out that B4 had stored enough of Data's memories to basically recreate Data's entire pathways.
Oh no, they followed through on that in Star Trek Online.
Well, yes.
They do follow through on that in Star Trek Online. That basically does happen.
Because the whole movie was supposed to be about who do you save? The young B4 or the old Data? But yeah, instead they just hinted at it at the end of Nemesis.
With the way that the trailer was made, it certainly seemed like they was going to have this big upheaval thing. Like, it's like, oh, it's the end of a generation. It's like, right, fine. Is Picard going to die then? No. Does anyone die at the end of this one?
They're just going to destroy the ship again.
They destroyed the ship.
That seems to be a thing.
Data goes flying out. Was that Data who flew out the ship?
No, that was a random red shirt.
Ironically, in a black shirt.
Yeah.
Star Trek 8, we lied again.
After 30 years, nothing happens.
It's decent when it's all put together, but decent does not a great movie make.
And then for some reason they got bored. Like, you've had enough of the plot. Let's give you an epileptic seizure. Let's give you a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was with that logo? Was the Star Trek logo not enough?
There's the one thought that went through my mind as soon as I saw that logo was, bloody hell, this reminds me of Command and Conquer. It just looks like the GDI logo. I just like I think you may have ripped off Westwood there, mate, because it's basically the GDI Eagle. It's like, you bastards. And it's like, the first one in my mind is, this would have made a better video game.
So this is basically Star Trek Extreme.
Basically, I literally think, when I think Nemesis, black and green. It's the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the early 2000s.
Yeah.
The era when everything was black and green and dark and grim and edgy, and everything had the insinuation of boobs, because everyone became paranoid because the 90s had boobs and everyone flipped their shit.
Why would they flip their shit? Wouldn't that be messy?
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Ah!
You're fucking terrible for the puns today.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Something tells me there should have been somebody in the background going, I get it!
Yeah.
Because it's funny.
Yeah. Just in that brief moment, of silence, you just hear.
Oh man. Oh, it's just so bad.
So, trailer, disjointed. It's cluster incarnate. I'm not gonna lie. This trailer shouldn't have been a trailer. The movie, not so bad. I really can't say it's amazing or anything like that because let's face it, this is the point where they're scraping the bottom of the barrel to do something with Star Trek.
They're not scraping the bottom of the barrel, mate. They've broken through the bottom. They're scraping the floor now.
Well, yeah, they're digging to China.
It had elements of stuff that I like. The whole duality thing, and the whole was like, oh yes, and sci-fi, and there's cleverness, and it had elements of stuff that I like. And then it was always immediately followed by a scene that was just either dumb or pointless, or just adding like, oh look, what a twist! It's like,
yep. There's the 2000s for you right there. What a twist!
What a twist!
Well, and like Tom Hardy was good. Like he's a good actor, and he does a good job in this.
Everyone is acting their balls off in this one.
Yeah.
But the plot wasn't great. We didn't really keep the cast like of Next Generation weren't like up front in the movie. They're kind of like the background actors to Tom Hardy. So it lost a lot of Star Trekkiness. And well, I guess maybe that's the thing. I remember that Frakes directed a bunch of the movies, but not this one. They brought in some new guy to direct it who had not been involved in like Star Trek at all. So maybe that's why it has the least Star Trek-y feel. I mean, for me anyway.
Star Trek. What's this one? Star Trek
8.
8. We give up.
Yeah.
Star Trek 8. Wait, is this 10?
10.
Oh, this is Star Trek 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
We give up.
That's right.
Peace.
Wow, I've been so destroyed by the trailers to these movies that I've lost my ability to math.
So, would you go see this movie?
Yeah, I've been pretty enthusiastic about like all of them, but like this is the first one where I'm like, I don't know, maybe not, because even from the trailer, I get the sense that the people I like from Star Trek aren't really being themselves in this movie.
I'll throw it out there. If you're a diehard Trek fan, and I mean you're pretty much bleeding green, go ahead and watch it. Just don't do it twice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem terrible. It's kind of like the First Contact one. No, not like the Generations one, where it doesn't seem bad. It doesn't seem bad. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Confession time.
Uh-oh.
This trailer made me so hyped back in the day. And I really wanted to see the film. And the film was so shit. This was my Phantom Menace.
Oh, you got Phantom Menace!
Oh!
And because of that, because of this trailer, I don't trust trailers anymore.
Oh,
this is the trailer that made me mistrust trailers.
You guys Phantom Menace really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on Trailer Park.
It just...
Name drop, title drop.
Yeah, it's the 1980s now. I just dropped the title.
So, this is basically the Phantom Menace episode, because every one of us, in some shape or form, has been Phantom Menaced by a Star Trek film.
Yep.
And it's so weird, because it's my favorite of the captains.
Yeah, Picard's great. It's just this. It's all of these movies. All of these movies. It's the only one that you can say is good is First Contact, and that one was a little odd in places. But all the other three is like, they're not bad. It's just...
Yeah.
We can draw this one to a close and end it there. Still got one more episode of StarTrekTember to go, but that's all of the new ones.
We look forward to pissing off all the J.J. Abrams fans next episode.
It is the new ones, because Beyond just came out, which means that we are on point. We're totally up to date now.
Is there a way...
Star Trek.
Like, I'm not overly familiar with podcasts. Is there a way for us to do an auditory lens flare for that one?
No.
Yeah, just...
Yeah.
That be auto-tune?
You don't know when you're bringing up on us, man. Game over, man.
Game over, man. Yeah, so we'll draw that one to a close and prepare ourselves, gird our loins for the lens flares for next week. Yeah. So if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe and share the video. It is always good. You can find more stuff on our Facebook and our Twitter and on the main website, tortentertainmentguide.com. And it is goodbye from me, goodbye. It is goodbye from Kenny and Chris.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And it is goodbye from our special Star Trek-y guests, Art and Mitch.
Bye.
And we will see you next week for the final part of StarTrekTember, where we will see more trailers.